Bello's my first real attempt at putting a deck together, using the starting grounds of his precon to develop him into what I want my most powerful deck out of the bunch. I joined around the time Lorwyn Eclipsed, and his precon immediately caught my eyes when I first saw it. He's gone through many different revisions, and ultimately I've landed on the current deck list I have now. The goal is to bring him out relatively early, attach some sort of protection to him, and swing out. It has a few different ways to untap what it attacks with, as well as different synergies about certain enchantments. No limits on cards, really. It's up to you what you wish to add. No more than $300. Hang on. A couple $100 on top of what's already there won't be too bad. Maybe no more than $300. Okay, so no more than $300 of additions. Yeah, no, I never really add like turbo budget to a deck. I think the most I've ever added is like maybe 200, but that was like a budgetless deck or whatever. Most games I play with Bello either end and be steamrolling someone or the other way around, and there's usually no in between. From what I played, the deck ramps extremely quickly, but struggles with card draw and creating consistent damage from swinging artifacts and enchantments in order to get that card draw I desire. I wish for him to try and become more consistent. Kills the player around turn 6, but okay, I see. So, yeah, Bello is a demon. The fact that these have, draw a card on the things, they become 4/4s. 4/4s is a magical number. That means Garrick's Uprising works. I would really like to see more Cascade slop in this deck. If a source you control deal damage, it is triple, sure. Unnatural growth makes sense, but it is very mana intensive. We have 36 lands. That doesn't feel correct. Wow. There's a lot of these cards with so many new printings and none of them are normal. That's awesome. I can dig Nature's Will. Okay, so Toski. If anything, I want more trample enablement. Choose a creature type. What are we doing with Roaming Throne? What's happening here? The printings save money. I'm not changing the printings for real. I'm not recommending you change your printings. This is for visual clarity on my part. I recognize these cards based on art. Having sandy cheeks is confusing to me. Can we just put Chamil in? Chamil is very good. I like Fanatic of Ronos. I like Hajar. Ah, you name elementals and you get double triggers. Okay, so let's analyze. So they all become elementals. Then they get indestructible haste. Whenever you'll draw 2 cards when they connect. What do they do though? Like, what are the triggers? Guess Guardian Project. Unnatural growth would trigger twice. Okay, I can buy it. I can understand why. Ashiya's fun anti-cyclonic rift tech. Hates Sisay's Ring. I really do not like that card in here. The Thrain Dynamo. Navinaral's Disc is hilarious. Good job. But why? Why are we spending a card on this? I don't understand the Vitalize here. Vitalize lets you untap mana rocks since they become creatures with Bello. Okay, great, but then what are we spending the mana on? So from what it sounds like, you have no issues with mana. Mana is not the issue. The card draw is an issue. So 1 mana, untap like your mana rocks and then tap them again for mana is great on paper, but what are you fucking spending it on if you're not drawing cards? That's what has me a little concerned. Okay. I like untapping my function. I think Return the Favor is too expensive. 3 mana is just kind of too much. I dig 2 1 mana protection. Okay. Yeah, you could run Skitterbeam. I think more to the point, I want to run Bedlam. Bedlam's funny. I think I want to more get my attackers through, so I'm going to go with Mizium Mortars. Right, 4 damage to each creature we don't control. You swing your 4/4s. They're 8/8 that could have, or they're 1/1 tokens that could have blocked. No longer an issue. They're 8/8 now is dying to a 4/4 that if they want to block. Like, Mizium Mortars is exactly what you want in this deck. Elvish Archivist. Quest for Renewal. It's okay. I don't know. I'm not very impressed with these suggestions. They all just kind of seem like win more cards to me. If anything, I want to get more lands in this deck. What's the one? When this enters, you take the initiative. That gets you a basic land. And then you can tap it for 2 colorless. Also, I can't read. Quest won't do anything without with Bello. Okay. Maybe just a basic mountain. Or Ash Barrens. Mobilize out. Put in Bushwhack. Bushwhack is 1 green mana. Find a basic, which is a basic. I don't know why we're ramping on 2. I guess you play a 4-drop and then play Bello. That's not that bad. That's not that bad. Rackadrak is cute, but it only works with our mana rocks. It doesn't work with the enchantment half of the deck, which is a little problematic to me. Thunderhawk Gunship. It's not bad. I'll give you that. It's not bad. I definitely prefer this over Asika's because giving attacking creatures flying is pretty nuts. Do they get haste? Haste. Holy fuck, Bello. Okay, so unkeepable hand. Unkeepable hand. Keepable hand. Forest. Utopia Sprawl. Game Trail. Reveal Forest. 1/2. Arcane Signet. 1/2. Hajar. Forest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eternity Elevator. Crew with Hajar. Cragtown Pathway. Whoa, I'm very unimpressed with Slide of the Scale Lord. I guess it works well with mana rocks where you can attack with them, but like, let's just kill our opponents, eh? I guess it is just a 5 mana value bigger enchantment. 2, 3. Bello. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Glorious Sunrise. Beginning of combat on my turn. Dink. Target land gets tap, add 3 mana, or draw a card. I'll draw a card. Next turn. Side of the Scale Lords, move to combat, you swing. Everything, you have trample, you draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Thunderhawk Gunship, now they all have flying. Green Wild Growth here. So we can do 1 less mana. Okay, yay. Everything has flying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hooray. Draw a card. So we draw 1, 2, 3, 4 plus draw. No, but we give them all trample as well, probably. Okay, like this is working. It's working. Rating schemes. Why do we like this card? I guess it copies all of our enchantments that we play in future. It is just a kind of a 5 mana do nothing, isn't it? Goblin and Narcomancer is an interesting prospect. It's kind of like Spider Manifestation, but worse. I don't know if I like the more one-off protection spells. I'd rather have something linger in play and protect Bello. I'm just trying to think about what that would look like. So a way to make it more resilient. Asceticism. I do like the idea of asceticism. That's actually like a really good deck for it. It's already in. Rhythm of the Wild. That's not a 4 mana value enchantment. I'm not worried about Bello getting counterspelled. We have Hexing Swelcher. We have Veil of Summer. We even have Redirect Lightning and Timing Malfunction. Counterspells are so not the issue. It's otherworldly how not the issue they are. We're looking for things that give protection to the thing that's already in play. Already on the board. We can do Guardian Augmenteer. 3 mana flash. Commander creatures can get +2/+2 and commanders have hexproof. There's a Chromus. A Chroma's Memorial. That is a funny finisher. I don't think we need help with funny finishers. Forest. Next turn. Mossfire Valley. Fanatic of Ronas. Forest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nyx Lotus. Dink. 1, 2, 3. Bello. Nyx Lotus is now a creature, which means we can tap this for 4. 5. Glorious Sunrise. We can now tap Nyx Lotus for 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. We can play Champion of Lambholt, which I don't think should be in this deck. Mana value 4, type enchantment. Oh, trample. -T aura. Other creatures have trample. And this is already an indestructible enchantment. That's kind of cute. This is 5 mana. 5 mana is different than 4 mana, chat. I don't know if you know this, but it is true. I think I'm going to go with Nylea. I still think we're just on too few lands. Gruul Warchant's okay. Okay, I really don't like Lightning Grooves. I have no idea what these are doing. Swiftfoot Boots is even worse than Grooves, in my opinion, in this list. I'm honestly just not a fan of anything other than Arcane Signet. Like, I want my drops to be 4. Sakura Tribe Elder. So we added a Goblin and Archaeomancer. That's a good way to get from 2 to 4. So the joke is that I think Bello's a 5 mana play. You play Bello with protection spell up. So now we have more room to put in silly stuff that works really well. Wild Seeker and Cascade. Nah, I don't really like that idea. It's just we have a bunch of cheap stuff in the deck still. We need to do some movement of the mana values if we turn this into a Cascade deck. Stump. That was very nice to have. So anyway, Stump, Bushwhack, bunch of acceleration, more lands, which is important for this high mana value deck. Any good ways to get powerful card draw outside of combat? Sometimes Bello can struggle to get damage. He's stuck. Well, great news. We added Trample. We added Flying. We added Mizium Mortars, which is a one-sided board clear. And we also added Nylea, God of the Hunt, which also gives Trample. So you're going to get through. You will get through. And even if you don't, we can figure out some more ways to make you get through. Genesis Wave, that is an interesting idea. Shamanic Revelation's already in the deck. Eldrazi Monument gets you through. Ooh, I do like that idea. Let us run Eldrazi Monument. Bedlam is cool, I think. Isn't Bedlam 3 mana? Okay. You know what? It's less 4. That works for me. Just straight up creatures can't block, dog. Welcome to hell. Although, I wonder if there's a green enchantment that's like creatures assign damage blocked. No. Would the real red or green overloads work with Bello? Yes. They are a little bit weird on the curve, though, which I don't like. There's the green tutor battle. Okay, for what? Why are we saying this? Dawnsire? Dawnsire is really funny, but Dawnsire won't have any abilities until you crew it up, which I don't like. Yeah, but Eldrazi Monument was a really good recommendation. This one's pretty incredible. Creatures you control get +1/+1 flying, indestructible. Being a grab, keep sacrifice a creature. If you can't, sacrifice Eldrazi Monument. Okay. It might just be Arbor Elf. Can you add all the MDFCs to this deck, please? You need to see how good they are. Yeah, we can add a couple more. Bridge works battle. Orin Frostfang. It's okay. Invasion of Kaldheim. Why? Okay. Draw. Command Tower. Ash Barrens. Get Forest. Next turn. Forest. Nature's Lore. Get Commercial District, which we don't run. Let me remedy that for you. Can't leave home without your $7 surveil land that makes all of your ramp spells like literally 10% better, if not more. I'll allow it. Okay, this is keepable. Drop. Mossroot Bridge. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, believe it or not, Shamanic Revelation is very good to cast for free. Next turn. Mountain. Pass. Next turn. Forest. Pass. Yikes, I thought we had 2 ramp in this hand. We didn't. Blast Act out. Blast Act isn't the worst. Now you know what? I like Blast Act in this deck. Beast Within out. And then you probably run just another 2 mana thing that ramps for 1. Secure Tribe, Nature's Lore. You can do Farseek. I want to like Hideaway cards. Hideaway is very good. You need to build your deck around it, though. Hideaway just isn't free. Dink, dink. Sanctum Weaver. Forest. 1. Wild Growth. 2 red. 1, 2, 3. Berserker's Onslaught. Next turn. Red. We make 3 red. And then 4, 5, 6. Eternity Elevator floating 1 red. 1, 2. The 1 red floating. Bello, swing. Next, like, let's say they block. 1, 2. Arcane Signet. 1, 2, 3. Leyline Immersion. And then you tap for 5 billion. Great Henge. Would this only be 2? Yes, it would be. So this is only 2 mana. And then you go 1. Just the rest. Draw a card. Think, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 enchantments. So this tap for 4. We've used 4 of it. Okay, never mind then. All right. I think we used all the Leyline Immersion mana too. Anyway. Yay, swing. And then once you have the Great Hand, it's kind of just, you're rolling. Devotion to green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Unnatural Growth. I guess you go Kodama. Draw a card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw a card. 1, 2, 3. Like, these would have been lands you drew. +2/+2 on something. It fights something we don't control. Dink, dink. Stump, stomp. It fights something we don't control. Move to combat. You definitely have an opening now. Draw a billion cards and win. That's turn 6. You're fine. What happens if they kill Bello? Oh my god. You play Bello again. You're turbo ramping. Elk, are cost reductors good for this? Yeah, no, no, absolutely not. We shouldn't run cost reducers at all. Yeah, no, we have Goblin and Necromancer. Cost reducers are totally fine. Would I go running Semblance Anvil? No. Right, we have an even split of types here. But I think I'll cut a forest for I forgot the name of the land, but it's like some old Kamigawa tech here. And he said, "Take your time, Moxfield. I'm not in a rush. Take your time." What about FOMO and Delirium stuff? That is a thought. Okay, here's Roadside Reliquary. Tap to add a colorless, or 2 tap sack, draw a card if you control an artifact, draw a card if you control an enchantment. Hey, look at that. We'll do both of those things all the time. So FOMO and Delirium stuff is very good. FOMO only taps one thing. We do have a lot of things that give Vigilance. That's something to think about. Yeah. We could do Fear of Missing Out. So Fear of Missing Out has Delirium, which when it attacks for the first time each turn, if there are 4 more card types in among card types or cards in your graveyard, you untap target creature. There's an additional combat phase. So we need to fill the graveyard more consistently now. Personally, I'm looking at Sereth a little bit questionably. And then I want Malevolent Rumble. It's a great way to fill the graveyard. Reel the top 4. You may put a permanent from among them into your hand, put the rest under your graveyard, and then you make a spawn, which is pretty nice. Head Shredder. Head Shredder is... It's not as bad as it normally is, because in this deck, Bello animates it, which I do kind of like the synergy of. It does take lands out of your graveyard permanently, which makes Delirium harder. That I do not like. I also don't really like the idea of Fear of Burning Alive in here. Asked early in chat, but got buried. What's your take? What in your mind makes a deck qualifies bracket 3 if the archetype it's playing doesn't present lethal by turn 6? Control stacks, tempo, leaning, disruption. So this is why you can't measure a deck strength by purely what turn it wins by. Because, yeah, like, if you win on turn 6 with a deck, it's probably, like, consistently every game it wins on turn 6. That's probably a little bit too strong for bracket 3. If you have a deck that consistently wins the game on, like, turn 4 or 5, you absolutely know that it's not bracket 3 okay. But what if a deck consistently wins on turn 20 and it makes it miserable the entire way through? It depends on what your interaction looks like, and how, like, oppressive everything is all the time. If everything's super mana efficient, super tight, you can win on turn 12 every game and still have a bracket 3 deck. And it's just because your disruptions is that high quality, you're able to deal with, like, opposing permanents and stuff. I don't know. Brackets like, your power level of your deck is more than just how fast or slow it wins. Turn count is meaningless. Consistency matters. True. It doesn't. Turn count isn't meaningless. Don't hear what I didn't say. But it's certainly not the only factor to making a deck work in a bracket or working at a certain power level or whatever. Okay. I also want to add Traverse. The iconic Traverse the Windwalled ad. We don't have that many creatures for Traverse to go and grab. But Traverse is just a tap land when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, which means that it has a very high floor. And then on top of this, you can, like, go grab the Earth King if you want more ramp. Go grab Nylea if you need trample. Okay, no, I'm in on Traverse here. Maybe cut a forest for that. And then we can go out. I mean, I do think Veil of Summer is a little bit of a trauma response, but I think you can keep it. It's fine. It is a totally serviceable card. Honestly, I'm just not that invested in the Roaming Throne, generally speaking. But it double triggers Sunbirds. That's so cool. Sure, we can keep Roaming Throne. It's definitely in the win more camp, but I don't hate it. Love. All right. Maybe it's just Gilded Lotus, just this random ass thing. Would roaming through double the mana for mana rocks Bello animates, or am I stupid? So you're not stupid, you're just a new player. This is an activated ability, and it's not a triggered ability. Let's look here. So, like, if it has a colon, it's an activated ability. But it would double trigger, let's say, Ellipses, Sunbird's Invocation whenever he casts a spell. It would double, then quadruple with Unnatural Growth. When or whenever or at are the easiest ways to tell where a triggered ability is. What's the best way to submit deck lists for review, and can I submit multiple lists? So, great question. The answer is I discourage people from sending in multiple deck lists at once. But the best way to do it is through the coffee. You can also get free deck reviews if you sit and watch for long enough. You can get 45k channel points, and then we have free deck review streams. But the coffee is the best way to get the deck reviews. There's 6 slots every week. And what I would do is I would get 1, and then I would wait. If Monday before my stream there are still available slots, cash in as many as you want. But generally speaking, typically there's 6 people a week who are kind of interested in each of the Tuesday and Sunday deck review streams. And so I want to just give everyone an opportunity because not everyone can just like instantly fill it out. But generally speaking, I'm okay with people getting multiple so long as they wait for other people to get their turn to have ample opportunity to get their deck review. And then after that, they can, etc. You can get as many as you want. Hey, Elk, I've been struggling to build decks recently. Do you have any advice for coming up with new decks? I don't know. Just don't force it. Don't force it. It'll come to you when it comes to you. Maybe focus on old decks that you built and you still have in paper and try and find every little niche, little synergy object you can be running in them. Like literally just recently, I've been tooling around with Savara a little bit, right? My mono white flying deck. And Savara is a deck I've had for years. And I thought I had like a pretty good final build going. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to put it in Pariah. Pariah's really funny with Safara because Safara gives your other flyers indestructible, and then you attach Pariah to one of your creatures, and then, surprise, you're kind of immortal, especially even to trample, which is normally a big threat for this deck. But I was like, wait, if I'm adding Pariah, why am I not adding Darksteel Mutation? Darksteel Mutation is a card that is able to give something indestructible even when Safara is out of commission, and then I attach Pariah to it, and then I can get into like a really nasty control lockout game if my Plan A Voltron goes out the window, right? So I don't know. I would recommend just maybe experimenting with your older lists and seeing if you can find more synergy that could be inserted there. Okay. Let's go back to playtesting. Felt really pressure to build newer stuff. Like, I would really, every deck needs to start with a question. What the fuck do I want to do? And then you can kind of just build the deck out from there. Like, what play patterns look interesting to you that are not already covered by your other decks? What itch isn't being scratched? If you don't have an answer for that, don't build another fucking deck. That's a great way to burn yourself out. IMO. Anyway, tap land. Next turn. Roadside Reliquary. 1/2. Secure Tri-Builder. Sack Secure Tri-Builder. Get Forest to the battlefield. Tapped. Next turn. Mountain. 1/2. Malevolent Rumble. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can get a permanent card from among these. I'm going to take Utopia Sprawl here. Nyx Lotus is a little tempting, but I think Utopia Sprawl is correct. Anyway, now notice that we have Delirium. And then we have an Eldrazi spawn as well from that spell. So here's our Eldrazi spawn. And what are we going to do with this Eldrazi spawn, chat? 1, 2. Guardian Augmenteer flashed in. Next turn. Forest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can tap, not like an idiot, to equip a Utopia Sprawl here. Glorious Sunrise. Beginning of combat on our turn. I suppose we're just going to gain 3 life. It's a little bit of a shitty trigger, but it'll get better. Forest. We're going to tap 1, 2. Nature's Lore. Notice how much better this spell is that we top decked because we have the Commercial District. Surveil 1. Graveyard. We would have drawn that land. We're not interested. 1, 2, 3. Here's Bello. +2/+2 and indestructible. Glorious Sunrise animates. We'll draw a card because we control a creature with power 4 or greater, or 3 or greater. Swing with Glorious Sunrise. Draw a card because it hits someone. You can't guarantee that it hits someone, but still. Next turn. Cragcamp Pathway. 1, 2, 3, 4. Navineral's Disc. We now control an artifact and enchantment, so we can pay 2. Crack the Roadside Reliquary, so we'll draw 2 cards. And then here you could Farseek for Commercial District, but we've already done that. But Glorious Sunrise will trigger +1/+1 trample, hit you, draw a card. 1, 2, Farseek, T, Forest, Cinderglade. Or I guess you need to get a mountain, but that's his mountain. Hooray. Okay. All right, Navineral's Disc is now online. We'll crack it, destroy all artifacts and enchantments and creatures and stuff. Dink. Dink. I guess you do it here. And then floating mana, 2, 3, 4, 5, Bello again. Everything gets reanimated. And then you swing with Glorious Sunrise, you draw a card. Okay, so I'm noticing Leyline Immersion's getting typically trapped in her hand. Blasphemous Act is getting trapped in her hand, but that's not actually very accurate to how this card plays out. We just don't have opponents that really need us to use this. And Kodama's also getting stuck in her hand quite frequently. So I'm going to axe Kodama. Once again, mana is not the issue. Card draw is the issue. And then we can also do the same thing with the Aura here, Leyline Immersion. I know it gives Ward too, but I think honestly the amount that you ramp is protection enough for Bello. Bello is a 3-mana commander, so it's going to be 5 mana next time, then 7, then 9. You're still able to tap for 9 mana on turn like 6, it feels like in this deck, so I kind of just want to free up more space. So, what are we adding? Let's do, someone recommended the whatever Genesis, and I think that is actually correct. Genesis Wave. Reveal the top X, put any number of permanents, X or less mana value onto the battlefield, and then shuffle. Is it shuffle or rest on the bottom? Yeah, rest in your graveyard. Ooh, helps with Delirium. So yeah, Genesis Wave. I think X spells is a very fun way to go about this. So let's do that. Just because we have so much spare mana every turn, let's lean into it. All right, let's put Gilded Lotus back in. Great, let's play test. All right, here we have a beautiful hand with Gilded Lotus. Dink, dink. Secure Trap Elder. Sack it. Get a mountain. Next turn, forest. 1, 2, 3, 4. I kind of just don't want to hang my Aggravated Assault out, but it's mana efficient. Asceticism. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gilded Lotus. 1, 2, 3. Dink, dink. Bello. These are now all creatures. Or this isn't a creature, but still. Attack. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Heals Eldrazi Monument. And then you tap for nothing. I would move to combat here. Attack, attack, draw 2 cards. Miss our land drop. That's okay. Here's Fanatic of Ronus. Here's Farseek to get Commercial District. Top. Alright. Next turn, sack Fanatic of Ronus to Eldrazi Monument. Forest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. X is 8. Genesis Wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Spider Manifestation into play. Molten Echoes into play. Great Henge not into play. It's actually too big. That's funny. Alright, so you get all these into play. These go in our graveyard. Ta-da! Dink, dink. Does Molten Echoes work if we choose Elemental? Or because all these are entering at the same time, these wouldn't get copied? I guess it wouldn't copy anything. It would copy Nyx Lotus maybe, and then it would Legend Rule it. Okay, anyway. Swing with our creatures, draw 2 cards. Sack Goblin and Archimancer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, actually, you just have Nyx Lotus. You have infinite here, right? You just need Vigilance. If you have vigilance here, you would be infinite. But still, that feels pretty decent. I think I'm about ready to kick this back to you, but I'm willing to hear some. Shamanic Revelation should be nice for draw. Oh, I don't know why I didn't think of Shamanic Revelation. You're right. No, I'm any other recommendations from chat here? I'm a little bit blind to big Gruul enchantments and artifacts. Not really a big Bello aficionado, so I'm not definitely open to recommendations. But overall, I would call this list about as good as I could get it. I think biggest edition, Nylea, Traverse. That will help your creatures punch through very frequently. Greater good. They're just 4/4s, dog. I don't want to. They're just 4/4s. I don't think that's that good. Possibility Storm is funny. That does feel like a new direction, though. What about Warp? What about it? What are we missing in the Warp department? Friend tried to tell me that Vigilance is a low tier ability, but it's always pulled in my decks. Low-key, Vigilance is a little mid. It's better in Commander where you have 4 opponents, so attacking and then blocking with that same creature is a lot more important because there's just 3 times as many attackers, but overall, it's okay. Any extra ways to cheat out big things? That Genesis Wave playtested a lot of stuff. Genesis Wave is the best at doing it. You could do like Wild Seer bullshit, but you have Sunbirds, you have Shamanic, you have Genesis Wave. I think you're fine. Legitimately. I would not put fucking Eureka in your deck, that's for certain. Invasion of Chandalar. It's not that bad. These are fine, though. Nazgul Battle Mace. Why? Oh no, you pay 3 life. It's like, in my opinion, it's not really that much. And only Annihilator 1, so you can stack a token to it and then just not care. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. Alright, I'm going to drop this on your head. This is about good to go. You'd have to equip it every turn. Ew, yeah, because all of your creatures unanimate every turn. You'd have to re-equip it. Ew, no. No way.